All right, welcome to the Determination Determines Destination podcast. I'm your host, Sid Owsley. Welcome to the podcast. We share stories of people who use determination, determines destination, the 3Ds to success to overcome challenges and obstacles in their life. And I'm here today with Mr. Larry Normile. Larry is a man that built an empire of goals that he set while he was in prison. He went from a studio apartment sharing a bunk bed with his sister in the dining room to living his dreams as a successful tattoo artist and businessman. He is now doing a documentary on his new goals of becoming a billionaire and changing the world through the power of the right mindset. He works with younger generation men and women that are in the middle of the biggest business growth in their lifetime. Thanks to his team of elite tattoo artists, body piercing queens, and beauty artists, beauty enhancement divas of microblading and eyelash extension at Artistic Additions Tattoos, with Larry leading them into being president of their own brand one day. Thanks to John Tallarico, Larry has been working with one of the sickest producers out right now, Mr. Spike Van Bryson, to build his pilot for a guaranteed best reality TV show of this year. He is a Les Brown Power Voice Summit alumni, a successful businessman, father of four beautiful children, and married to a beautiful, strong, amazing mother and soulmate. Welcome, Mr. Billionaire Mindset guy, Larry Normile. How you doing today, Larry?
Good man, good man. Thanks for the introduction. That was a good introduction, man.
Man, you got a lot going on out there.
Man, I got a lot going on. That's how I stay. You got to stay busy. If you're not staying busy, you're gonna be broke.
Hey, but hey, you the man. You bringing it in. You raking it in. So, Larry,
Trying. That's the goals.
tell us your story of how you use the 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination in your life.
Determination is basically what I was built off of, man. So determination, how it worked for me was growing up. As a kid with my father, he was instilling the business side in me, and my mom was instilling the heart in me, like follow my heart, because I was born to a single mother that ended up getting with a man that ended up being a black man that I ended up calling father by the time I was 5 or 6 years old. So seeing what we went through as a family and as a whole, watching that unity and my mom staying there and my dad sticking right with us, and that was my father through and through, and the love he had for us, he showed, and he was teaching me how to become a man. And at 16, he had passed away. And when he passed away, I went into this dark stage in my life.
Mm.
But I always kept that in my heart. Like, that's why I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I got issues with, like, because I treat family and business all the same. I don't know why, but that's just how it was. That's how my dad was. That's how I was raised. And going through life, man, I decided when I was in jail, when I ended up getting turned 18 years old, I went to jail, man, for doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing. And when I was in there, some guys introduced me. Two of my cellmates were in there. They started talking to me about life and getting my stuff together. And the one in there, his name was Rich. He just kept telling me, he's like, Larry, set some goals. You need to set some goals, brother, because you're not gonna go out here and mess up again. You're a young boy. Because I just was 18, about to be 19 years old. I was young and dumb, just I didn't have a father there to tell me what to do, smack me around if I needed it, nothing. So it was just me and my lost thoughts. So while I was in there, he kept telling me I got to do something. He was using his thing for his problems for me, because his son was also in prison
Ooh.
for his cause of what he was in for. So it was messing him up. So he was
Mm.
real hard on me, man. When I say hard, he was like a father figure.
Nah.
So I ended up getting two goals together, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna open up a tattoo shop. And at that time, the crazy part about it is, Sid, man, I didn't even know how to tattoo. I was tattooing with needle and thread and homemade tattoo machines out of our houses and stuff. You know what I mean? And I still
Dang.
got stuff of them today that we've covered up, but I've got them. And going through all of that, I I still kept pushing forward towards it. Right, I got out of jail. That was my one goal. My second goal was I was going to take care of my mom when I got out, because I felt bad, because while I was in there, I did a lot of like thought, man, and I read a book. And when I read this book, my imagination just started going crazy. It was the Green Mile, man. It was when the Green. This I'm telling my age out now, because it was when Green Mile came out. The movie wasn't out yet. The book was, and in jail, that's all you really got was books. So I read the book, and in reading the book, I told the story in my head and imagined it. And I'm telling you, like from that day forward, it was over. I always knew I was going to create art and be an artist. I just didn't know how. So I picked the tattoo industry, and I knew I was going to do it, man. And that's where I got to. So I ended up. That's my son. He does all video and editing. So as I was building my business up, sorry, I just got sidetracked like crazy with that one. Where was I just now? Just where was I?
You just got out of jail, and
so when I got out of jail, I started trying to work towards my goal. I was still tattooing the house, but I ended up having to go get jobs, So I went and got my CDL, drove some truck for a little while, and was still tattooing out of the house. And then one day I decided to get back down here to Dover, and I started going to these tattoo shops while working at a local shop. Like I was just doing another job, and I was sitting over at the every day I would go into Rainbow and try to get a job, and I would just talk there, and I would go to this other shop down the road, and we ended up, I would try every day, and then finally it was like a season. It was when drugs started to get real bad with like the opiates and opioids. So like at that time in there, like people were going off and out, and a lot of tattoo artists that around here at that time got addicted to them. So he would leave for like the whole winter. So I ended up getting a job by just walking in randomly one day, and no artist showed up. And they were like, you know what? If you're willing to learn, you got a job. So I ended up getting in the tattoo industry.
That's great,
so after I worked there for a while, I knew right then, the minute that I started tattooing, I knew right then that I was going to do what I'm doing today. I just had to figure it out. I didn't know how to do it, and I'm a knucklehead, right? It takes me a couple times to get some stuff in my head, but when it's there, it's over. If I know I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And sometimes it just takes me a little longer. So I ended up going a year in at tattooing there. I ended up trying to open up my own shop. So I ended up opening up my own shop. I got that shop going, and within a year, dude, I grow. Everything I use, I spend my money is for the business. I grow. I don't play with my money. That's one thing I don't do. So I put it all away.
Hold on, Larry. So hold on. So you went from in jail saying you're going to open up a tattoo shop, didn't know how to do tattoos, got out, got the job, and within a year you opened up your shop.
Yeah. And I had a son.
And you bad dude, man.
You just seen him. That's my age. He'll be 18 in February. 18 years ago. Wow. That's how long it's been. 18 years from my first tattoo studio, because he wasn't even born when I opened up my first one. He was born a couple months after. So we go to that first tattoo shop, and I'm like, young man, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm a new dad. I'm still a knucklehead kid. I ain't got that right mentality. And the people I'm around are still street style people. Like I never got out of that mindset yet, right? Because I was comfortable there. Like that's where I'm comfortable. That's where I always felt comfortable, right? So I ended up doing dumb shit, hanging with the wrong people, and my shop got robbed by a couple people I knew because I was letting them hang out at my shop all the time. Instead of treating my business like a business, I was treating it like a party hangout spot. And then what would happen is they would plot my stuff out, and that's what they did. They came and robbed me, right? So I learned to separate my business from that situation, right? So they break into my shop, and when they break into my shop, now I'm like, shit, I don't got nothing, man. I don't have a machine or anything. So I started repoing cars. Hell, as a kid, I would do some dumb stuff, and I knew how to get in cars, so I was cool with it. And I'm like, hey, this is legal. I'm making free good money doing something. It's kind of fun, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt bad for some of the people I repoed, but I had a hell of a time doing it, brother. It was fun. But I was doing that at night to cover my money, to get money back up so I can get my supplies back and everything and get the shop going back, right? But while in doing that, working 24/7 pretty much, my wife ended up cheating on me with my best friend, and I went through a divorce, ended up losing the house because of that. Ended up bankrupt. Man, it was so bad, brother. No, I couldn't even get a car. You couldn't even co-sign for me to get a car. That's how bad it was. So I ended up having to claim bankruptcy just to be able to do something in my life. Like I can't do nothing because I lost my house. I lost everything. I was going through some stuff. So then here we go. Fast forward. About 2 years later, I'm still tattooing out of the house every time. Now people got like a know of who I am a little bit. So I got this little wave of, oh, Larry, the tattoo artist guy. They don't really know him. Half the people are calling him a scratcher. Some are calling him a good tattoo artist. I knew I wasn't shit. I knew I was still that guy trying to learn how to tattoo because nobody was teaching me. So then finally, I opened up the other studio in Smyrna. It was called East Coast Ink. And this is about 2 years, 3 years later, and I opened up shop. And mind you, I'm living at my mom's house now because my ass broke. I ain't got a job. I lost my everything. So I'm staying at my mom's house. So I ended up going back and work for Pioneer Concrete, working at Pioneer Concrete, doing that. I used that money. Every dollar I had, I kept it and kept it and kept it and kept it. I was so cheap that I almost felt bad because I wasn't giving my mom any money. But I told her, I was like, Mom, just believe in me. And I promise you, at the end of this, if we all will be paid off, just give me my time. Right. So she ends up not letting me. I ain't pay rent. I didn't give nothing. No, she fed the kids everything. So every dollar I was making, man, I was saving, and I ended up opening up East Coast Ink. When I opened up East Coast Ink, my second shop, huh?
Well, I'm saying,
Oh, my
your
mom's my
mom knew. Your mom knew you weren't just out, blowing the money. You were doing something.
nah.
You were trying to do something, man. Open a business, so she was in your corner.
I ain't never. My dad raised me. We man of our words. If we started something, we finishing that stuff. That's just how it's got to go. So that was like that's instilled in my head, and my mom knew it, but I still had that knucklehead in me too. They want to go do the dumb stuff, party with the people all the time, spend the money, do all the dumb shit you shouldn't be doing. In business, you treat it like a business and you keep it moving. You get you get the benefits later. People always want the benefits right from the beginning, and that's what I did when I was at East Coast Ink. I started taking money left and right. Every time I get money in, instead of like putting it back to the business, I was finding ways to get stuff for the business for free. But then instead of keeping the money that I was getting to go in and put it back out to even grow it faster, I wasn't. I was blowing that money on like pants and shirts and going out all the time, try to impress. I was just in this like state of mind, like women, drugs, alcohol, party. I felt like I was a rock star, man. Like you couldn't have told me nothing because now I got this wave around Dover. Everybody knows me. I'm tattooing the whole football team for Wesley College, the big, D1 college down here. And we're killing it. And the landlord sold the building. Ended up guy that moved it wanted that spot. The new landlord wanted everybody out so they could remodel the whole building. So we fought back and forth for a while. He came in overnight one night and knocked out the whole wall in the bathroom and called the Board of Health and got me kicked out for that because I didn't know. Because I didn't even know he put a hole in the wall. Like I just came in and the Board of Health inspector ended up coming up while me and my son are sitting there eating breakfast on the counter like we always did. The inspector walks in and says, we got a complaint. In this business, that's normal. Sometimes people complain. Some people do it to be dumb. Some people do it to be, doesn't happen much, but it does happen. It's just like the food industry and any medical field in this world. We don't have much of it because we're pretty tight on our business. We treat everybody the same with respect. So we don't usually have that kind of issue. But he came in, he was like, yeah, we got to check the bathroom. I'm like, well, all right, check the bathroom, open it up, and the damn wall is knocked out. So I had to get out, man. I ain't have nothing. And at this time, mind you, I literally was faking a front. Like, I had no money, and I was out going out every night partying. But I was using it because every time I go out, people would be like, oh, Larry the tattoo guy, and then they come get tattooed. Because you got to figure, this was 2007, 2000, or you're talking 2008, 2007, 2009, right? I'm talking 2004 when MySpace just started in 2003. Our Facebook just started in 2003, so we didn't have like a high social media presence to build our business. So that's what I used to do was go out and do that type of stuff. So, but doing that, I blew all my money, and then by the time I got shut down, couldn't have any money to rebuild it back up or even go somewhere else. So I ended up having to shut shop down again. So now, like, this is when I was in my dark, right? I was in some shit shoe because I went from a couple years of be doing great, man. Numbers was whatever, but they were steady, right? I could deal with the salary I was getting, the income I was making, I could deal with it, but I just knew it was never enough. I like to live a certain lifestyle. I want to feel comfortable in my life. I don't want to worry about money. That's not where I want to be in my life. I was still in that headspace though, where I was worrying about money. So third time's a charm, right? That's what they say. I've been married 3 times, got two ex-wives. I believe 3 times the charm, because I got my wife now is my soulmate, and I'm telling you what, we wouldn't be where we're at in ourselves with her career and my business. We wouldn't be where we're at if we wasn't with each other. There's no way on God's green earth somebody can tell me other. That's how I know that's the one.
That's
So
great.
when I got with her, I just, like, my level changed, right? I was in the middle of a divorce with my wife. Now, mind you, I opened up this shop. I'm gonna back up a little bit because I got a little hype about my wife. That's my baby. Uh, when I go to open up this shop, right, I got $500 in my name, dude. I got a kid on the way, and I got a wife now, like a fiance now, a fiance and a damn kid on the way, and I'm like going through battle because she's not working really, right? Because she couldn't work because she was sick the whole pregnancy, right? So she couldn't work. So because she couldn't work, I was stuck having to, float all the bills, man. Now on top of my bills, my child's bills, her bills now, And I mean, she had credit card debt like crazy, and we're knocking this stuff out, man. So in doing all this, I knew what I was doing. I was trying to get our credit up because my credit was shot and it was starting to get better. I needed hers to be there too, so that way we're a power team. We need to do business. We can do business, man. Don't nobody tell nobody. You don't get told no when you got good credit and good income. You don't get told no. That's just not that don't happen.
Yeah.
So in doing all that, we sorry, they keep coming. It's the end of the day, so employees will come and check on me. Where was I at right there? Sorry, I don't mean to get. They get me all the time like that.
You just open up the
All right.
new shop and.
No, it was $500 when I had the shop. Yeah, like I was going through a lot, man, and she ended up having a kid, right? We got the shop open. We went through some trials and tribulations, and if you read some of my old stuff or my book, you'll hear about all that stuff. Trust me, there's many stories out there that you'll hear this story in a better version. But what I'm telling you is, when I opened that shop, I was going through battles, like mentally still, right? Because I was still messed up with both, like my ex-wife still messed with slept with my best friend. I kept bringing stuff from the past back in. I had I had trust issues with everything, right? I had a whole lot of stuff in my head, man. I couldn't release it. And a lot of it was because I was fighting demons. So in all that, I ended up like leaving my wife. I went through this dark, dark stage. And if she was older, I think we got together and she was still young and I was a little older. And I feel like I was just going through something that our mindsets, we're not on the same wavelength to help each other out of it. Because
Lost you there. Still there, Larry?
did your screen just black out on you? I'm here.
Froze up a little. I hear you now.
The whole screen black. All right. So I was going through dark stages. We ended up me and my ex-wife ended up getting a divorce. And that's when I met Amanda, my wife now, and we were going through some things. I was going through financial problems at the time because now it's like, I'm going to court for child support. I'm going to court for a divorce, and we have to do all the separation stuff, right? Man, that divorce was long and drawn out and cost a lot of money. So I financially was taking a hit, even though I was making good money, right? And I could cover it. I couldn't cover it and not do it legally. Like there was just no way. It was too much, right? So I was going back and forth, and then I met my wife and we started talking. And her growth plan that she had for herself and her goals that she has set.
Wow.
When you talk to somebody, you can almost instantly tell when somebody says what they're going to do, they're going to do. Because I can tell. I can feel it in my heart. If I know you're going to do it, if you're not, like, it's just, I don't know. I felt it with her, and that was a connection we had because she felt it in me just as much as I felt it in her. We started talking. When we started talking, we started getting like growing and growing, and I was getting the business to grow bigger and bigger. And in the last year was my burning point for me, right? I almost lost my wife over doing an investment with a development, right? With a good friend, he's a friend of mine, love him to death. Neither one of us did research. Neither one of us checked, didn't do all the lawyers that we should have had involved. We had deed restrictions done when we didn't know it had a $3 million debt back pay for all the grass that was cut, for the county. You as a realtor would know what I'm talking about. So there was a lot of debt owed to the deeds. So getting it was like nothing. I dumped a lot of money already into the development before I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So me and another guy did, man. So it took a toll on me and my wife, man, and it was a bad one, right? So that was my hiccup in October of 2019. So I literally sat down. Here I am, right? I'm broke again. I don't like being broke. Broke ain't where I'm at. That's not my comfort. I don't live in broke. I just can't do it. It ain't me. I'm way past that life, right? So I got down there again. I'm like, damn, I'm having to borrow money from my wife. We're taking savings out of shit. Like we're broke. I looked at her and I was like, babe, she's like, you gotta choose. You gotta choose what you want to do right now. So I had to choose her or give up the business. So I gave up the business. When I gave up the business, that was the best thing I ever did. I ended up writing up some goals, man. I was sitting in the shop. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm in like grind mode now. Like I'm trying to figure out how to get my life back together and where I can get the money from the right way, right? Because that's how I work. So I started putting plans together, started trying to figure stuff out. Next thing you know, I got tied in with Square. Square got me in. I was doing a thing, and I got a loan from Square. That's how it started. I got one of them little loans from Square. They armed robbery. Don't get me wrong, they're armed robbery. It says 10% on the thing, and you only pay a couple thousand back. When you add it all up, you pay way more than that back. They're scam artists, but they're good at their marketing. Look, man, whoever does their marketing are monsters, whoever they are. That's all I can say. But I used that money to get myself back up out of where I was at. And next thing you know, I was right back to where I needed to be. Every day at 4 a.m., I was going to the gym and I'd come to the shop after work, after the gym, and I worked. And I was sitting there listening to TD Jakes. It was renewing your mind, man. I remembered all this like it was yesterday. I was in the shop. I'm like, damn, I got to figure something out, right? And I just listened to motivational stuff. I just started doing it in October. Though. It's not like I've been listening to motivational stuff. That's not what I do. October, I did.
You did.
Not even the first like 3 days of listening to it was TD Jakes was in there. Before TD Jakes, it was David Goggins, and I absolutely fell in love with his story. And
I
I
like
reached
God.
out to that brother and told him I was like, man, we could do some stuff together because as powerful as his story is, my story is just as powerful, and we can make some money together because I know he's driving, I know my drive. You
Yeah.
put people with drives like that together, they're going to grow. The difference is he's got to get more business side of it now and use endorsements and stuff. He could be making more money than he is. That's all. He just ain't making enough money. But I would love to work with him and him
That'd be
work with
great.
me because there's hell yeah, because the stuff that he could teach me too. Because there's a lot I do that he could tell me. Because I don't say stuff like this to talk bash anybody at all, right? It's just how I feel when I see them because I think of life as business. I'm a success. That's it. Like my mindset is success in everything I do, family, life, endeavors, everything I do is success because I know I can. I came where I came from and where I'm at today. There ain't nobody telling me I can't because you can take it all away. I'm gonna get it right back. Play with me you want. I'll be there. That's the determination, man. That's that determination and what you gotta have.
Destination.
And I've
Yep.
been there and I've done that. And don't get me wrong, I don't ever want that to happen again. Right? That's not anything I'd ever want against me. But if it ever comes to that part, I know I can handle it. Because in October 2019, my ass was broke. I wrote down 7 goals, 10 goals. You can check on my Facebook in January. I wrote them down. I said, pay off my wife's car. It was 35 grand. Pay my mom's house off was like 120. Uh, pay all my debt off. Buy my car. Pay my car off. I did all of that stuff on a goal. By March 20th, everything I put on that goal list was done. Everything. Bought my mom's house. I didn't even just buy my mom's house. I bought my mom's house, paid off all her debt, and then remodeled her inside of her house for her. Put all new floors, built her a laundry room, opened up the floor to an open floor concept from a closed-in floor concept because it was built in '95. So we made it look like a 2018 because I don't have the 220 money right now to build it the way I'd want. You know what I mean? But I did it on my budget. And then I paid off all the other debt. And that's what I did this year. So I know I'm built for what I'm doing in my life.
Hey, that's
Determination,
incredible, man.
a will. It's a goal, man. It's goals and a mindset. That's all it is. It's a billionaire mindset.
Yep.
You don't doubt yourself ever in your life. If you know it, you know it.
Yep.
It's in your
That's
heart.
right.
It's in your heart. That minute, that beat, that heart just tells you, that heart and that brain connect. right? They connected. Two
They
most
connect.
powerful things in your body. That's the two most powerful things in your body. You cut the rest out. That right there, they connect completely. That's who you know you go with.
So they say,
It's
what's
that
the
simple.
word?
You know what you need to go with. It just takes time. You got to keep going through it.
That's right. That's right, man. What you
Determination.
say, practice, determination, determines destination.
Yep.
And then what you said, the when your beliefs integrate with your feelings, the praxis, that's what you
And
have,
then
man.
build the people. Listen, let me give you a nugget. Build the people around you. Stop being, oh, I got to do it by myself. Listen, look at this. I'm going to show you something. I'm in my office, right? Well, it used to be my office. Now, if you want to look at it, that's my one son's. He does all the video editing on this one. And there's my other son's because he took off. This was my office desk. Now he took it over. And now this is his photo editing part. So look what I got. You want to see what I got? This is some bull. But they growing, and I'm going to let them. Look what I got. Don't judge me. That's my damn desk now, man.
Hey, man.
And then, but this is our stuff. Like, this is what I'm doing with my son, right? He owns a production company.
Okay.
He's got his not completed. He's getting the completed. I have mine over there, which I do mine. Mine are getting done. I still got, but I got, like, see, I got all this, but all my stuff's not done yet. So I got to start knocking some over. You know what I mean? It's accountability, man. Holding yourself accountable. Get the right people around you and grow together. Grow together. Yeah, it's so easy to do, but everybody wants to be greedy with it. I'm not greedy with nothing. My payroll is heavy because they work for it. But they work for it. They work for it, earn everything they get. And we are growing together like weeds. Artistic Editions this year in 2021, you will hear all about this place. It's going to be all over TV. It's going to be all over everything because of this mindset and this positivity and just seeing it happen, man. It's like, it's almost like you're talking crazy. Like people might say, "Oh, he's crazy." Thank you. I love that fact that you think I'm crazy because I know damn well I would have not been where I'm at right now if Les Brown didn't come on down that podcast right after I got done with the TD Jakes because I was on the damn ground praying to God, brother, on my knees in the middle of my floor at the shop, like begging God and just in. Because TD Jakes got me there, and then all of a sudden, Les Brown came on. When he's that part, you know it's one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
He's got so many.
Les Brown. Shoot, yeah. He got it in.
So he started off though with the right saying, and it was if you fall down, make sure you fall on your back because if you look up, you can get up, right? And it was like, all right, I'm in the hit right now. Like I'm already down. So I got up. I don't know what made me get up, but I got up. And that's where all this started. And that's how I got to the Les Brown. So my next, and I have all this documented. That's why I'm doing a documentary. So I have in my notebooks, I have it. So here's the documentary, right? So since that day, October 15th, I think, 2019, I look at the day because I don't remember the day because I haven't went back far like that in a while, right? Because I'm too far ahead to keep going back looking. But I know it's in October sometime. And then I started documenting everything. Everything's in notepads. I got so many notebooks that are time stamped and dated with my thoughts and everything. And then I started evolving to doing video. And so I'll be brushing my teeth at the sink, just talking to myself, and I'm videoing so people can see I'm having a full on conversation because all I'm doing is throwing stuff against the wall and what sticks and what doesn't, right? You got to talk to yourself to get it out. Okay, does that sound right? No, it's not connecting with me. If it doesn't connect my heart to my head, I ain't messing with it because my mind is telling me my heart what to do and my heart is telling my mind what to do. If I don't feel it, I ain't doing it.
That's right.
So that's where I'm at now. So that's why I know Spike Van Bryson was the man for me because that man's soul is so gifted and so pure. He's been through so much. His story is so powerful. He should be writing books. I don't know why he doesn't have a movie out for himself, how good his story is. Wow. I'm not going to tell the story because I don't know, me and him talk, but I don't want to put his story out there without him saying it. So when he's working with me, get me onto a TV show and we're building a pilot, and he's talking about, hey, man, I'm going to bring my girlfriend on because I want you to meet her. Like somebody like that wants to be your friend like that, that's a big deal. But he's come from a past where that's why he's such a pure person. And that's why I'm a pure person. That's why you're a pure person, because you know where you come from and what you've done and like what you've seen and overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So, man, that's the power of mindsets. I'm telling you. And it's a lot of just energy, love, respect. Like I got it written across my chest because my dad always said it. Respect's earned, not given, man.
So you got the documentary going on. What else you got? You got the business, the documentary.
So what we got going on? Yeah. So I have a book. It's called, well, right now the book's going to be called Billionaire Mindset. It's basically me. It's just me talking about from the beginning to where I'm at today and then what I'm in the middle of doing. Now I did co-write a book with Jake and Mike. So, and I'm sorry I don't get their last names right because I'm bad with that. I barely remember names, but I'm working on that right now. That's my Jake Fowler and Michael Bridgman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good people, man. Good people. So I wrote a book. I wrote a code book with them, and that was interesting. It was a 28-page. So I just did that. So that's my story condensed into like how you want a 10-minute video. Here's your 10-minute video.
Okay.
The book is more like a 2-hour movie. We got to put this on the movie screen if you want this to be seen, right? So it's like different. You know what I mean? That's how I think in life. I always think art and just the biggest possibility of what I can do with it. Like what I can do with my story, I know how far I can go. That's why I wanted to get into the movies and the TV series and all that, because I know my story can reach all levels. I'll go all the way down to a kid's book. I have a 3-year-old, man. You see me at night. I'm pretty much my wife doesn't get home till so late. I got the 3-year-old until about 9 o'clock by myself. I'm a big kid, so I'm enjoying my life, man. And I'm growing. I opened up a tattoo supply store to add in extra income to the tattoo studio. And that industry is so big right now. This industry is huge and growing. It's a $3 billion industry. So that's where my investments come in. So I have investors I'm working with right now that we're figuring out, numbers and all that stuff to build my business even bigger, because that's where the billionaire mindset's going to come. That's where the billionaire documentary is going to go into, is that field, because I want to show this whole industry. I want to show it through TV. I want to show it through supply store, because I want to give love back into this community, because the tattoo community is still a community to me. When I first started, it was like the pearly. You couldn't get in here. You had to get through the gate, the dog, to get here. You know what I mean? Like it was a fenced in community. Now it's open to everybody. So I want to still try to keep the love that we have. And I'm watching it happen, man. Everybody's getting like the industry's just grown to so big of a heights right now. It's amazing. And I don't want to see it go back to anything it's ever been before.
Yeah. And
so I want to show that. Yeah. I've been here a long time, man, 20 years, going on 20 years. And honestly, it's been the best 20 years of my life, even through all the struggles and trials and tribulations, because it's grew me to so high in business and mind thoughts and just training my mind, man. Like I'm blessed. I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
I don't stress anymore, man. I just know I'm going to get through it.
That's great.
And trust me, I still do my share of like trying to invest and stuff. But now I keep it into the point where my wife is yeah. As long as mama's happy, daddy's happy.
Yeah,
that's how that goes.
Yeah, do it like
mama
that.
Love man. It. I'm all right.
Yeah, keep everything peaceful in the household, man.
As long as she's happy.
So what advice would you give somebody?
It is lovely. It is.
What advice would you give somebody just starting out? Maybe some young kid, kind of like where you were. You knew you wanted to do something, didn't know how to do it, but they know that there's something they want to do out there. What kind of advice would you give somebody?
Follow your heart and just build it, man. Like, so here's a little story, right? When I first opened up my first tattoo studio, I was called a scratcher. When I opened up my second tattoo shop, I was still called a scratcher. I was still called a guy that don't know what he's doing. He just opened up a tattoo shop because he got money. They didn't know I had no damn money. I just worked. I worked just like they did. I just saved every dollar. There was a difference, So, um, I ended up, where was I saying? I didn't let any of that get in my head, right? Because if I let that get in my head, then I'm gonna play it over in my head. When you're getting into something new and you want to do it and you feel like that's what you want to do with your life, you gotta get that doubt out of there first and foremost. That needs to be back in the back format. So anytime that comes up, you better be like, man, get the hell out of here. I'm a bad mother. I'll show you how to do this. Do whatever you need to know. Tell them like you were not doing this for yourself. You're doing this for your mom, your dad, your grandfather, your kids. Get yourself a story in your head and repeat that story over until you'll wake up and just say it by accident. That's how much you need to get in your head. So that way, whenever that doubt comes in, you need to get it right up out of there. Because don't doubt yourself, man. If it's really something you want to do and you believe you can do it, there ain't no way on God's green earth you can't do it.
Yeah.
If you believe it in your heart and you felt that, like you knew it, you knew that moment, it's only a second that you don't know. You don't know. After that second, you never know again. I don't never know if I'm gonna be here tomorrow. I don't never know if this shop will be here tomorrow. I don't know if my employees will be here tomorrow. I don't know nothing. But what I can tell you is I started off with a goal and I did that goal and I got it. I followed goals and had no doubt. That's all it is. Just determination. If you want it, you just have to have that mindset, man. Get that mindset right. I'm telling you, get that. Work with coaches, man. Work with coaches. I relate different than most coaches. That's where I see a difference. I see people that are very product of their environment are good. With John is a great mentor. That's probably my favorite out of all of them because a lot of mentoring is book felt, right? It's more book. I'm going to teach you this right out of a manual where you got to be able to veer off with that because where I'm from, I learn different, right? I'm teaching them people. I'm teaching the little Larrys, the hard to have a hard time to understand it. Sometimes takes a couple times to get it, but once you get it, and if you mess up that once, you ain't messing up again. You can go ahead and get that done, right? When it comes to business and your stuff, whatever is the most important, right? So that's who I like to teach with, man. That's why I like the younger, like 16s all the way to like 30s, even 40-year-olds, like my age, because at my age, I'm still a kid. I lost almost all my kid mentalities because I really don't do anything in my life. I really just go to work and grind and go home and spend it with my family. And that's it. I'm a man now. Like, you know what I mean? There's no definition other than I'm a man. So that's where I'm at.
That's good, man.
My mindset is strong, dude, man. And that's why I want to give that to somebody else because it's so powerful in me, dude. I shake when I think about it. I start shaking when I think about it because I get so like, I just know, I just feel it. I just want to give some of that to somebody else so they can feel it.
That's great.
Because I can do it with you if you're in the room with me, but it's different when I'm on this camera.
That's great, man. You want to help other people.
So,
do you have a favorite book?
I want to help the world, man. Just like
read?
Yeah, there's two. There's The Secret. That's a book that it's a book that if you want to like train your mindset to thinking on a casual minded person, not a overthinker an overthinker that overthinks everything, can get into this and decipher some stuff off of every chapter if you need to. You just might have to read. I've read that book like I don't even know how many. I can't even tell you how many times. And The Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That one I've read
incredible book.
So many times. And then The Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
Have you read that one?
Yeah, I read
it. Great book. And then if you need the determination, so those are people for mindsets. And then if you need determination and like hard body, like get that grunt, like you're about to go through something, pick up David Goggins' book.
Oh yeah.
Pick up David Goggins' book.
Can't hurt me.
And I'm telling you what, you can't. No, it's just can't hurt me, right? Or is it you can't hurt me?
I think it is can't hurt me.
Get that book, and I'm telling you now, like you come out of that book and you go to whatever you need to get taken care of and get taken care of because he went through some stuff, and the way he relates with it is that Navy SEAL mentality, that down like that kid from down the block. I'm still that kid. from the streets. So I like the way he did his story. So those are probably some of my favorite ones. And then if you're really high minded, crazy like thoughts and business minds, this one I don't know the author's name. He did a over Elon Musk. It's a book pretty much about how Elon Musk came from like PayPal, because a lot of people don't even know what he was all about at first, right? All the way to what he's doing now, right? Doing all the way from his startup day to where he's at now. It's a book about that with other people's interpretations of it that worked with him prior to, leading up into working with him today, and then some of his story. So it's a pretty good book if you want to learn some determination. That's determination. That brother has some determination. So those are my books I would say right now, hands down, and that's telling you my tops, because I read three to five books a week.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So I read a lot of books, but right now those are my favorite, and I don't even take them off my Audible. I have 11 in my Audible at all times, and those ones stay in my Audible.
Yeah, I love Audible
because whenever I want, I just replay them, and then as soon as you go back into it, you're going to know again. Well, dude, I get to tattoo 8 hours a day. I put headphones in all day and just listen over and over. Man, I've been training myself 20 years, or since October of last year, and I'm where I'm at now. It ain't even been like what, a year. It's just been a year. You give me another year of training like this, it's over. It's over. I'm just training. I'm just starting to train. I'm just starting to learn this stuff, and I love it. I love every bit of it. It's fun.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You can't look at it as
you gotta love business. I feel like I'm learning business all over again. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, so that gives you a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of, like you said, like you feel like it's all new again. You just take in everything.
That's why I watched the documentary. It won't be long. The documentary will be out soon.
Okay.
It won't be long at all. That documentary will be out real soon. I don't know how soon, but it'll be real soon. And I can't wait for you to see it. Because when you see it, even I'm still at all, because I don't even know what else I'm still going to record. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting brave with my recording. I'm getting real brave with my recording, and I'm gonna post some up here in a couple of days of like, just to show people like what I'm doing, so they can see that I'm not joking around. Because I want people to understand that it does take. It takes that. It takes you. It gives you in anything, business, life, love, war, whatever. It's you versus you. It's that thought, that mindset is going to either let you go or it's going to stop you, because it's going to be the one telling you no, dummy, or go ahead and go for it. Right? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like, go ahead. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna figure some stuff out. But you can't don't ever go into business thinking you're gonna know 100%.
Yeah.
What you're gonna go, the lane you're gonna go, right? Like when I started mine, I never would have imagined where I'm at right now, dude. Never. I would have never thought I'd have a microblading studio inside of here. I never thought I would have an eyelash extension inside of here. I'm doing so much stuff inside of here with other businesses now that the sky's the limit. It's just the limit, man. Like schools, we're doing so much right now that the sky's the limit. We're building schools for everything.
Man,
that's what I was saying. It's just so crazy because it's so easy, but people just have to put the work in. If you're not ready to work, don't do it. If you're not ready to lose sleep, Les Brown says it. If you're not remember that saying? I don't know the whole thing, but I know one part he said, and he is not lying. If you are not willing to lose sleep over it, lose sleep is like the number one thing you should lose first and foremost, because your energy should be so high. I haven't been to bed yet. I've been up since yesterday. Look at my Facebook. You'll see I was up all night doing editing and stuff for this new project that I'm working on, because I need all minds working, but I need to be the leader of it because I want it to look the way I want it to look. So I have to do that part of it, right? I have to put the production together, and I just got to tell them what to do. That's what this shit is. That's that. You need to get all that done for me now. I need content. That's number one. And I mean, I'm on I'm on a roll right now. So
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to keep moving forward, but I want to see everybody else move forward with me. I don't want to be by myself, man. It's not fun. It's fun having them with me, but now I want to see everybody I'm around do it. That's why I do the to whom it may concern. Those to whom I may concerns, I write them on my personal Facebook and all social medias. My LinkedIn, it gets it. It goes on my Instagram. It goes on my Facebook. It goes everywhere because what I'm trying to show people is this is stuff I've been through in business or I'm going through right now. All I'm doing is having a conversation with myself every day. If I went through something, to whom it may concern is the old me. That's what I was thinking about. Why I'm past that already. I don't even worry about that shit anymore. That's been something I know how to handle without even trying. I can accidentally do that, right? That's the stuff I'm doing right now, man. So I'm training my mindset. I'm putting my mindset to the point where, okay, what's next? What's next? You got to always be ready for what's next because you never know.
Keep it moving.
They could come in here tomorrow and say, okay, yeah, the production company could come to me and say, hey, you got to just cut ties with Artistic Conditions altogether. I'm like, all right, what's next? Because at the end of the day, I sell Artistic Editions. I put all the money I sell Artistic Editions away for. I'd sell it to somebody who works for me because I know their heart is in this business, right?
Yeah, good people.
And then I would just come guest spot when I needed to. And then I would take the money I sold and I'd put that up and I'd work it. That money would make me money because that's what I'm good at. So at the end of the day, I'll be all right. So that's where I'm blessed, man. I'm always thinking ahead and ready to go. And in business, you always got to be ready because you never know. You never know what it could be.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Hart, man. He was already. Look at Kevin Hart with the LGBT when he went through that stuff, man. Gary going to Oscars and then all that happened due to Grammys and stuff. That's a smack in the face, man. And for him to get where he got back out of that, he dug himself back up, and now look what he's doing. Smart man, brilliant man. I want to work with him one day because of that. He's going to be in one of my movies. Watch, I promise you. He'll be in one of my movies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be. I'll be in one of his movies too, but he's coming in my movie too. I want him. He's got to play a part in my role in my documentary.
I can see that too. I can see that.
A documentary, yeah. I know I could because I grew up with like. I don't know. I definitely could. That's my and Steve Harvey too. Steve Harvey's another one. That's another one. I could definitely.
So as we wrap things up, Larry, let everybody know how they can find you on social media, where your tattoo shop is, because now everybody's going to want to come to Artistic Editions and get tattoos. Let everybody know where you're at, how to get in contact with you.
So you can really just look up my name, Larry Normile. You can Google me. I'm all over Google. You put my name on Google, it's coming up somewhere. You're going to see something. Billionaire Mindset, Artistic Editions, LinkedIn. You're going to see something, right? But if you really want to Google, you can go on Larry. You can go on Facebook. It's just Larry Normile. Instagram's Larry_Normile. Billionaire Mindset is the podcast. You can look that up. There's and then I also am going to throw the links for the John Tallarico and then Les Brown, if you don't mind, if you can do that for me.
Okay.
Because I gave you some links because they're just I want people to work with them, man. Because I think Les Brown can help a lot of people tell their story a better way and help them present it the right way. Because he knows how to do it on his computer.
Yeah.
Where most people don't know how. That's a hard thing to do. He's been doing it for 51 years and just it was like a light switch for him. He's a little rusty. You can tell he has some issues, right? But you know dang well he's on it. Give him a second. As soon as he clicks in, it's over.
He can turn it on like on a dime.
Yeah. So he's a good one. And then John, man, he's a Rolodex. People don't really know what John is because John doesn't talk. So I will for him because he's a very humble individual.
Yeah,
John Tallarico. Not only is he a great guy, and like probably one of the most selfishest persons I know, and pure-hearted, dude. His Rolodex of people is insane.
Yeah.
How do you think I got up with Spike Van Bryson? It wasn't John. John did that for me, and that was off of a video. I put my 15-minute video in, and I thought it was crap, dude. You know how the videos you got, you're like, you did it like 20 times because you're like, oh, I don't like it. I sat down. I tried to do my video. I tried to sit down and do my video. I didn't like it, right? So I ended up was like, screw it, man. I told my son, just grab the camera. We're gonna go raw. He goes, what do you mean? I said, no music in it, no nothing. I'm just gonna go raw. I was like, start me off with a question. He started me off with a question, and I just went from there. And that's through that doing that. That's how John reached me out to Spike. He just randomly texted me out of the blue. Was like, yeah, here, I want you to meet Spike. Y'all need to meet.
Man.
And the crazy part is, I was in the middle of the biggest, like, we just opened up back here, so it was like crazy. I was busy as hell. Life was just hectic. My wife's dealing with coronavirus. She works at a hospital. Like, our life was just in a very, but we got through it all, man. We got through it all. So
that's great, man.
But because of John, though, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now with that. Yeah. And then in that program, you know, there's people in there, man. There's good-hearted people that are willing to help each other. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help each other. It's not about money. It's about helping each other, man. It's 100% about helping each other grow. If you grow, I grow. I know that.
Yeah, we ain't got to compete.
So I want to see you grow too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Why not? There's enough money in this world for all of us.
That's right. That's right, man.
There's too much money out there to be on that kind of level. They print it faster than we can get it.
Yeah. Hey, man.
All right, buddy.
Great having you on the show.
It was great being on it, man. I appreciate you having me.
And we're gonna have to hook up.
And I look forward to
each other. We gotta have to hook up.
Yeah, I told you we'd come over.
Together.
I'll be in Virginia at my sister's on next weekend. So probably right after the New Year, I'll come up. I'll come over.
Okay,
go get some dinner or something.
Yeah, give me a holler, man.
All right, buddy. All right,
buddy.
You have a great day.
You too.
All right, buddy.
All right. Just sit out, leaving the Determination Determines Destination podcast, where we share stories of people who use the 3 Ds to success. Determination determines destination in order to overcome challenges in life. Thank you and have a great day.